You're tuned to NewsView with anchorman Michael Badger, covering the Champaign, Urbana, and East Peoria areas in central Illinois. This is your news follower, NewsView, on UPTV6 and Eastside Community Television, Channel 22.
Hello and welcome to NewsView. This is another interview time at NewsView, and today my guest is radio personality locally Diane Ducey. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
You're welcome. And my first question for you in this interview is, what do you like best about working in radio?
I like that nobody can see me. I can just shower and shake, put on some sweats, and run to work. To me, that's the best part. But I've been doing this nearly 25 years now, and I've always just enjoyed the vocal side of my job. When I was younger, I went to Unity Junior High School, and my English teacher, Mary Ellen Page, used to walk up and down the aisles and read Tom Sawyer, and each character had different intonation and inflection, and she made the words just come alive. And I started to get involved in theater production and do things at church where I was talking on the microphone, and I found that I could really keep an audience if my voice sounded interesting. So I kept fine-tuning that craft, and here I am as a radio personality.
Well, that's good. I was in a public speaking course actually in high school myself, and so it just sort of came naturally, and I had a better announcing voice in high school than I do today.
Okay. Well, that's good that you were able to take that on, because so many people, that's their number one fear. And it's ahead of heights, I think, is public speaking. So it's great that you took that under your belt. I know that we didn't have any speech team or anything like that at Unity. I'm from Tolono. And so when I was a freshman at Eastern, it was one of the first courses that I took. And that's kind of how I fell into radio, is my speech teacher was also in charge of the radio station, Joe Human there in Charleston. And so he was like, "Have you ever thought about radio?" Well, I said, "I'll go to a meeting," and here we are today.
What interested you to get into radio? You said it was like the speeches and speaking differently and acting and reading.
It all kind of fell into place for me. I liked music a lot too.
Right.
I'm the youngest of 6 Ducey kids from Tolono. My older brothers and sisters were always into having different albums and posters in their room, and we had a basement with a disco light, and we'd have parties at the pool table, and I was always kind of the DJ putting on different records as the young kid sister, and I just loved doing that music and talking and acting, like you said. But it really came together at Eastern when I started taking the broadcasting courses and things like that. And back in the mid-'80s, at that time, MTV was just starting out, and I was just fascinated with being a VJ. So I actually lucked in an interview in NYC to be a VJ. And I wanted to be the Martha Quinn, you know. And I sent the guy who was interviewing me, I talked to his secretary and found out his shoe size. And so I sent one shoe, and it was a nice brand of shoe. And I said, if I can just get my foot in the door and I'll give him the other shoe for this interview in New York City. Well, at the time, he told me I was on the right path, doing some radio work. Back then, it was K104, the adult contemporary radio station, and doing midnight to 6 a.m. And then I also had a little TV show on the Fox affiliate in Urbana on WCCU Channel 27. So I was trying to do video and radio work to try to get that MTV gig, but he just told me I'm on the right path and left it at that. I never did get the hire, but it was fun being there.
Yeah, what even happened to VJs?
I know. It was a dying industry. Maybe it's glad that I didn't get into it, because
Could be.
I think they just had a 30-year reunion or something recently, and it was crazy to see those people and where they are now, you know.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, what else do you enjoy when not at work or doing radio?
Well, I have a fire pit in my backyard in Tolono, and I do a lot of fires in the evening. I was emceeing a festival in downtown Champaign, and there was a guy that gave me a cigar there because he knew that I like to smoke cigars every once in a while and have some beverages every once in a while. But one of my favorite things to do is introduce the different acts and stuff in town and get in front of people. So again, radio is a natural fit for me to do that sort of thing. But I also am very active in the church at St. Pat's Parish in Tolono. We had Vacation Bible School. There were 40 kids in and out of the building then. My parents were active at St. Patrick's in Tolono, and we built a parish hall between 99 and 2000. And so that's hosting these religion classes, and I'm a religion teacher on Wednesday evenings during the school year and things like that too. So I'm an active volunteer with that. And I have 15, 11, and 9-year-olds at the house. So obviously that keeps me busy too, going from dance class to Girl Scouts to my son Aiden has some autism challenges. So he takes some special therapy and things like that too. So I keep pretty busy, Michael.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of kids and teaching at the church. You know, my grandmother used to teach Wednesday nights at church in town in Champaign.
It's an important part to educate our youth on their faithful journey.
And I was wondering also, what's it like working at your job today?
Well, broadcasting has changed so much over the past 25 years I've been involved. Working with Stevie J is awesome. I've done that in various chapters of my broadcasting career. He and I share the same alma mater, I suppose, at Unity High School. And he went to school with my brothers and sisters. He was in the class of 77. I was in the class of 85. So seeing the changes in technology and being able to wear different hats. I mean, if somebody wanted to run some commercials, I could put together the script, produce it, and then know how to get through the billing and scheduling and things like that. If somebody needed me to MC or they have a public affairs event that they want me to talk about, I would lock in the interview with Stevie J. We're on in the morning on 93.5. That's the ESPNCU.com is another place where you can find us. And that show is 7 to 9. And he has, as a Fox affiliate, a lot of national guests that keep up on stories of the day. But there are a couple of places in those hours where I'll insert a local guest that has some kind of fundraising quest. And then I'm on from 9 to 2 on US 105.9. That was our classic rock station for 30 years, and then it switched over to country. So that's a new chapter for me. I haven't played country in my musical career. And then from 2 to 7, you'll find me on Sunny 95.3 playing adult contemporary radio. And a lot of times we can take care of our radio shift ahead of time, and then I can run out to some meetings and make sure that Stevie J Broadcasting is part of the community and doing all kinds of things. So I wear a promotions hat, a producer's hat, a personality hat. So if it begins with a P, it's for me, including being a peon sometimes.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a lot of hard work.
It is, but it is so fun. I don't even realize I'm working because it's just a natural fit to my personality to be doing these things. And to do it for 25 years, I enjoy sharing with youth today that's interested in broadcasting and giving them a tour of our facility over at the Pines in Urbana, over by Milo's Restaurant in Busey, and Monocle's is over there. Myers across the street.
Yeah.
You'll have to come by and visit our studios.
That would be nice.
But and showing them what it takes to produce and edit a commercial and add some sound effects and things like that. And the kids like that sort of thing too.
Yeah, well, I do some of that, not much, but a little on WRFU.
Okay.
And I try to promote that here a little bit. Yeah, Monday nights from 5 to 7 and Tuesdays from 8 to 9.
Okay, so I'll have to give a listen.
Playing I don't know if you can get the station in it doesn't come in everywhere.
True,
It's a
okay.
low power station.
Right.
So
And what's the frequency?
104.5
Okay,
FM.
104.5. Thank you.
Yeah, and so if you get the chance, try in your car if you're ever driving around at that time.
You know, I've been more open in this chapter of my career to talking about different radio stations and kind of fill that brethren camaraderie, I guess, with my fellow broadcasters here in town. If I am working the mic in an event, sometimes I'll open it up and give them a chance to say hello to the crowd or something, because I know that I also like to do that too if I'm at an event and I'm just kind of drawn to the microphone like a bug to a light.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're having a great time in radio, and that's very good. And I'm glad you're doing well at Stevie J's stations. And,
Stevie J Broadcasting.
and
Can I mention real quick the other frequencies that are
Okay.
found there, including Q96? And you know, one of the big things that people like to listen to the radio is for the prizes and stuff that
Right.
we give away. And the U of I Assembly Hall, or State Farm Center, I should say,
Right.
has all kinds of different acts coming in, and it's great to work out a deal so you can give away tickets and meet and greet and the fairs and the festivals, and try to make it real personal for the listener to get these prizes and have some fun with us on the radio.
I remember you mentioned K104,
Yeah.
which was WKIO back in the
Yeah.
70s and 80s.
Uh-huh.
I remember listening to them way back.
Yeah.
And I think they were album oriented for
Yes,
a while.
a little
and then,
AOR.
Then they were oldies for years until
Yes.
about 2000.
Yes.
I almost worked there back in 2000,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
The computers intimidated me, so I did not work there.
Okay.
So if I hadn't been scared of the computers, I probably would have worked there.
We did, when I started in '89, have a turntable in the studio, and you just do not see that anymore. And then we went to carts, which are kind of like an
Right.
8-track, and you'd have 3 carts, and you'd load those in with songs. But I knew, you know, the long songs, Yes Roundabout, American Pie from Don McLean, Stairway to Heaven is a good 8 minutes, you know, Freebird, of course, Leonard Skinner. I could do an hour of music in 4 songs probably.
Right.
Because the Piccadilly guys were down the street there where we used to be on Locust at K104. And they used to say, Diane, you know, see if you can come on down and join us. We're counting up the money. And in any case, those were some good old days at K104. And it's great to bump into some of these air personalities from back in the day.
Kind of nice to see them come back, WKIO, kind of, because there's a lot of history locally in that. And we have an interesting radio landscape, and we always have here in Champaign-Urbana, I think.
That's a good way to put it. And I hope it keeps thriving. I know that, you know, we see that the print industry is, you know,
Right.
struggling because people are just moving to the internet, of course. And even for radio people, you know, we're concerned when you can put your iPod or go to Sirius Radio or something
Right.
and tune in whatever genre of music you want without commercials.
Right.
You know, we know that we have the weather and we have the local stories.
Right.
So, you know, try to tune in because we'll get to that 4 times an hour kind of thing. But we do hope with the advertising that we're still ringing the cash register for some of our clients, and we're able to stay afloat in this great radio industry.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on. I think that's where we'll end it. and,
Okay.
You can have the last word.
Okay, well, I guess if people ever wanted to get in touch with me, they can always go to any of our websites with Stevie J Broadcasting, ESPNCU.com, SunnyCU.com, or US 1059's website is Country1059.com. And you just hit any of those websites and send me a note if you ever want me to get involved in your project or fundraiser.
is your Newsview weather for Central Illinois. Friday night, 64 degrees with thunderstorms. Saturday, 80 degrees with a chance of thunderstorms. Saturday night, a low of 62 degrees. And for your Sunday, sunny and 80, and Sunday night, 62 with a chance of thunderstorms again. I'm Michael Badger, and this has been your Central Illinois weather on Newsview.